Okay, it's 12:30, January 14th. Welcome to Indoor Ag Science Cafe. I'm Cherry Kubota at the Ohio State University. This is Optimia Indoor Science Cafe series. Welcome to the cafe, particularly if you're first time attending this group discussion. So as usual, I'm going to go quickly what we are doing. So everyone is muted at this point, but we want to make it more conversational in this 1 hour period. So use that mute, unmute icon lower left usually show up in your Zoom window. And then we did the indoor ag science queries first time December. And we want to continue this as more questions accumulate. The site is always linked in information emails I'm sending out. And then if you have any question, just type up and can be selected for the future forum series. So, and then some conference workshop information. I also include those in emails. Just wanted to quickly, February 2021 in California, Davis, HVAC workshop for indoor farms. And then March 15 to 18th, NCRA 101 meeting, and June 8th to 12th, ISHS Light in Horticulture, that's an international conference. In July 10, we have a more like a greenhouse conference, but it's an advanced learning opportunity organized by Ohio State, plant empowerment workshop. And then July 11 to 14, Cultivate 2020. So that's a big, trade show. If you haven't been there, it's a good one. Having, I think, 10,000 or plus people. So upcoming cafe series, January 14th, today, Eric Ellestad from 80 Acres, 80 Acres Farms is going to give a presentation today. And then February 18th, it's going to be by Dr. Paul Fisher, University of Florida, managing biofilm in indoor production. And in March, I'm still working on it, and I might do another one if not particular person was available. But anyway, any suggestions is welcome. I have a topic like pH and EC management for preventing disease and things like that. April cafe is going to be by Dr. Roberto Lopez, Michigan State University, updating his research. So those are the upcoming ones you might want to look forward to. So with that, let's move on to 80 Acres Farms, Eric's presentation. I'm going to stop sharing and then let Eric Ellestad take over the presentation. All right, and then change to presentation mode. Yep, wonderful. But we are not hearing Eric. Oh, go ahead.
Is it coming through, Cherry?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, Cherry and everyone that helps host Plant Science Cafe, I've really appreciated viewing and attending these in the past, and am excited and honored to be here and give a bit of an introduction to 80 Acres Farms and also our new partnership, Infinite Acres Farms, for those that are not familiar, and focus on a lot of categories that we think are critical for partnership and collaboration across the industry, from the technical components through to the commercial components for continuing to mature the industry, to bring indoor farming to the potential that I know we all believe in. So excited to be here. Hope this is as collaborative and open as possible. And I'm going to try to hit on some points that we think are important discussion topics for all of the stakeholders in the industry. So if there are questions or pushback or differences in opinion, excited to hear all of those. So first off, I was going to introduce 80 Acres, a little bit about who we are, where we came from, and how we think of the industry in the world, and how that led to the formation of Infinite Acres, and how that partnership structure we believe is a model for long-term growth, and hopefully an opportunity for hopefully several people on this call to come together and continue to work in collaborative groups to drive everything forward. So with that, 80 Acres, we're an indoor farming company. We are headquartered here in Cincinnati, and we are attempting to pioneer the future of food through indoor crop production, the supporting technologies, sciences, and practices to truly commercialize the opportunity around the production of indoor food and related products to drive consumer value and really solve a lot of global problems. So something that I think is important to just recognize, which is nowadays there's a lot of hype around indoor farming. You can't open up a newspaper without seeing a headline or a new investment round that's occurring. And we believe that there's a reason for that. And while the hype might seem distracting and overblown at times, indoor farming is really at the cross section of some critical trends, both on the global side of things that are systemic challenges for the industry, production in a lot of regions around the world, but also aligning with some really critical consumer trends around the desiring clean food, health, nutrition, transparency in supply chains, and looking for better ways to feed your family and take care of yourself. So we really believe that indoor farming is very timely in its emergence as it tackles a lot of these challenges. So what are we about? 80 Acres, we're a mission-driven company, and we like to put values first. That's our shining light as we look to design our business, build our business, and figure out what problems to tackle. So we believe that everyone should have access to fresh local food, and that food should taste great, be good for you, good for the environment, not endanger the long-term health of the planet or our ability to continue to live healthy and enriched lives. And we think food should be affordable and should be packed full of nutrition and what people really need. Mike Zelkind and Tisha Livingston are the two founders of the company. I think they might be listening in. So in the discussion and Q&A section, we'll open it up and maybe have a few members of the team answer questions. But they both come from the food industry, 20 to 30 year careers, working through and leading some of the largest food companies in the world. And one point that drew me to 80 Acres was they think of this industry as it could be and as it needs to become. As the industry matures, it's not going to look like people growing lettuce in their garage like was my start a number of years ago, but highly organized, food safe, efficient food production facilities that deliver the best quality product with the best technology and the best economics in the world. So this company's DNA is large scale industrialized food production rigor, and the entrepreneurial spirit that drives innovation and an obsession around the consumer and quality through and through. So who are we? We're a Cincinnati-based indoor farming company. Have recently announced a joint venture with Ocado and Priva, which I want to spend much of this talk showcasing, and have hit some exciting milestones for the company in recent years around automation, demonstrated yields and economics for some of our initial crops that are pretty exciting. And we have a model that we are excited about as we continue to scale. So we have facilities operating in a number of states across the Midwest, some that are purely focused on R&D, crop development, and system development, and a number of larger commercial facilities, mostly in the Ohio area. So we both have teams working on technology development, plant science, and R&D, as well as teams that are commercializing and deploying those solutions in the field and delivering products to food service and retail customers every single day. So we believe in holistic solutions, and delivering value comes from all those categories. And how we think about the supply chain really orients us in how we think about this business. As many people on this call, I'm sure know, how food is produced today and what kind of steps it takes to make it through to the consumer creates not only incredible amounts of waste and spoilage and quality degradation, but issues and costs for all the players in the system today. So as we see indoor farming really coming to fruition, it is collapsing, simplifying, and improving that supply chain, eliminating all of the wasted steps, food miles, excessive packaging in order to deliver higher quality products that taste better, are better for you, grown and consuming less resources, all with the purpose of delivering better consumer value. And this is, I think, a category where the industry can begin to work more closely together to speak with unified voice and really begin to speak to the consumer in ways to decommoditize the industry. With the ability to unlock unique flavors, to grow a wider range of varietals than today are typically grown in the field, and varietals that may not survive your conventional supply chain and the transportation and the days it takes to progress through the system, the elimination of harmful chemicals and pesticides, and really start to build a industry brand that transcends the historical focus on organic, and really starts to speak to the consumer about where their food is grown, why that matters, how it's grown, and why they should buy into the value proposition. So one of my calls to action is, how can we all start to focus on this together as the technology and operations and automation begin to build an economic model that allows not just 80 acres, but all of us to begin to grow and scale. How can we work together to really make sure that from the breeders to the supplier companies to the operators and the integrators are all focused on a collective vision of really delivering better value to the consumer, and that being one of the categories of disruption that we can really make sure that this industry grows. So we're excited to work together and find ways to collaborate and share a common mission and vision with a lot of other players in the industry. So how did we get here? Obviously, as anyone who has begun growing plants or worked in an indoor farm or launched and built a company, it is a long, challenging process, from exploration around what's possible in an indoor farm from a growing standpoint, a yield standpoint, and a crop development standpoint, through developing and improving your systems from an efficiency and a throughput and a yield, as well as efficiency around automation and labor reduction. So 80 Acres has been through many iterative steps as we made some mistakes early on, learned from them, evolved, and today we're at an exciting point where we're commercializing and beginning to build some larger scale facilities we think represent what this industry is going to look like in the long term, but also have realized that this mission is so broad and so large that it's going to take a collective to get there. And so one of the main learnings and discoveries of the past several years for 80 Acres was that you can go so much further through partnerships. And if you look at the honeycomb over on the right, this is our attempt to really begin to disintermediate all of the relating technologies and components required for indoor farming, where being crop-centric is absolutely critical to have the right growing conditions, the right systems to deliver the right crops to the consumer in the way that they want. But that requires an extreme level of control and precision around your growing climate. You need to really understand and have a sophisticated approach to lighting. How do you deliver light to the crops? Which crops want what type of light? And then how do you maintain your energy balance and keep your costs in line? And at the end of the day, you need to grow, execute, harvest, and deliver a fresh, perishable product to the marketplace, frequently through distribution chains that don't take the love and care of your product as you do. So how do you begin to build the operational excellence around ensuring that your quality makes it to the consumer? You can manage your cost and products all the way through. Automation really tackling one of the core cost components of an indoor farming operation, which is labor. Automation also bringing stability and consistency to key processes. and then all the other supporting components around the grow zone, from fertigation and nutrition management of your crop health, as well as an integrated approach to climate that looks at temperature, humidity, airflow, and all those components around different crops. So what came out of this process was an awareness that that we can't go at this alone, and that checking the ego and really looking for best-in-breed partners in each of the categories that are willing to come together, share in the collective success, and really collaborate from a resource and a learning standpoint, brought us to Priva and to Ocado, who the three partners came together and created Infinite Acres, which is a joint venture commercializing the system design and technology and an integrated holistic farming solution on a global basis. So for this audience, we want to make sure everyone understands that we are looking for collaboration and partnerships, especially on the technical side of things, from academic institutions that are working on understanding deeper levels of science and growing conditions and what's possible within and around the plant, to engineering standpoint, from system integration, controls, lighting, climate management, all of the above. We're looking for new and best-in-breed partners in that category. Automation, data analytics, software platforms, machine learning and AI systems, and then obviously commercial partners, market access around the world. There are entrepreneurs that are building interest and business models in many countries around the world that could benefit from some of the support and knowledge and expertise that are represented in this partnership. So folks on the line, if any of these are speaking to you and you want to have a conversation around how you can participate, get involved, become a partner, either on the front end commercial front or as a technical partner, we would love to have those conversations. But across the board, we think that this industry, in order to mature and grow, businesses will begin to focus and develop expertise in certain categories and really begin to deliver solutions across the industry. And we're very excited to work with everyone who shares that philosophy and recognizes that the opportunity is bigger than any one of us, and is excited to see what we can contribute. So with that, I wanted to do a little bit of a deeper dive into Infinite Acres. So Infinite Acres, like I said, is a very new company. It was founded in 2019. Sort of the brainchild of three companies that were working together for quite a while, and realized that there's a global opportunity to share this value and build partnerships across the globe. So we launched at Green Tech in 2019 with the business model to provide a turnkey holistic indoor farming solution. So if someone is looking to enter the industry or build their business, and either has not developed an expertise in a certain category, or is simply looking for diverse support from technical partners and like-minded individuals, Infinite Acres is looking to help commercialize an indoor farming solution across the world. Our mission is very similar to 80 Acres, to provide a meaningful impact on the global food supply and to think large scale. So highly efficient, large-scale automated food production facilities that deliver best-in-class, not just yields, but quality with reliability and consistency, all built from a food-safe, standardized, standard operating procedure basis in order to work with the best and largest customers around the world. So our solution is to build a turnkey system, bringing the climate control and plant science perspective of Priva, being a 60, 70-year expert around the commercial greenhouse industry, deep understanding of water management and fertigation, climate control and crop science. 80 Acres being a sole indoor farming company who has operated and delivered a fully integrated supply chain solution for fresh produce under a brand to retail and food service customers in the United States, with the backbone of Ocado being an expert in online retail, analytics, software platform, and commercial opportunities around the world. So we're excited to work with clients who maybe are existing indoor farming companies and looking to expand, all the way through to new entrants to the industry who have never grown a plant and are looking for a turnkey solution and the operating expertise required to be successful. So we made the formal announcement of the company in June this year at GreenTech, and have had a busy 6 months since then, and are very excited to work with partners we already have, as well as looking for new commercial opportunities as we go forward. So a little bit deeper dive into Priva, which I'm sure many people in this phone are familiar with. Dutch company that is one of the best-in-class global leaders for greenhouse process control, design, and crop management, fertigation systems and expertise, and climate control systems and expertise. There's none better. So 80 Acres partnered with Priva even before the founding of Infinite Acres, and a lot of those thoughts and collaborations resulted in where 80 Acres is today, as well as the backbone of the design of the Infinite Acres system as we go forward. And Ocado, for those of you who are not familiar, they're a British retailer who has spent several decades and quite a substantial investment building fully automated warehouses with predictive analytics, allowing for best-in-class delivery times and an understanding of the consumer and retail behavior that is unheard of from most retailers. So they bring an incredibly strong engineering team to the table, an understanding of the market and the consumer, as well as sort of the global opportunity for indoor farming and fresh produce to really create opportunities across the globe. So in sum, we tried to integrate all of that together and provide a holistic end-to-end service that has a turnkey standardized design for a leafy green as well as high wire vine crop solution, differing levels of automation depending on the opportunity and the client and the market, established and validated crop recipes so that yields can be understood in advance of launching an operation, as well as full SOPs, training programs, food safety programs, and all of the other mechanics required to actually execute on the day-to-day growing, delivering, and commercial opportunity. And 80 Acres with a lot of expertise around product development, commercialization, branding, and commercial structures around how to engage in both food service and retail. We have R&D facilities in Holland as well as in the United States, with work happening around recipe development, system optimization, and some long-term really exciting moonshot projects that will really expand the product offerings that indoor farming can deliver with attractive unit economics and opportunities to go far beyond just fresh produce. So we have work going on in each of those categories, but are always looking for partnerships and opportunities to collaborate in each one of these. So with that being said, here are some of the products that have been grown, are being grown. This list is evolving on a daily basis as we continue to try to press into into what's possible, validate and break down those barriers. And I know a lot of you are working on a lot of these categories as well. So those were all of these slides that I prepared. So rather than a deeper dive technical presentation on a specific subtopic, would love to open it up, see if anything that we touched on resonated with the group, field any questions, and really make sure that everyone on this line knows that we exist and are open and feverishly looking for partners that can help us continue to bring indoor farming to the reality that we all know the potential exists.